Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20 and welcome to episode 84 of Direwolf20's Server Play series. I'm crafting a crafter and I'm just loving the new crafting monitor. Like, this thing is so cool. How you get to see like a breakdown of all the items that it's working towards to get exactly what you're crafting. It's so cool to watch the crafting monitor just cook off stuff. Like, loving it. So today I'd like to do things. There's a few things I want to work towards and test. Obviously, I'm making a crafter right now, and you can see it's making a machine casing for me. So cool. Loving it. I should put speed upgrades in these things, shouldn't I? I should get around to speed upgrades. Do I have speed upgrades? I have a few speed upgrades. This should speed things up. The auto crafting. Nice. It doesn't speed up these things, obviously, because it's, you know, these machines here that are doing it, but that's fine. The actual crafting itself does get sped up, though, so that's neat. Advanced processor is cooking. Did I break something already? I might have broke something. I'm, like, tweaking my system a little bit in preparation for some changes I might want to do, and I might have broke something. Oh, no, it's good. It made the crafter? Yeah, it did. Cool. So I didn't break anything. Everything's fine. Boink. I really like how machines and refined storage share network and power with each other. Like, I don't have to hook this up to a cable, right? Like, I can just put all, like, one cable connects into this one, and then this shares with all adjacent machines. That's pretty awesome. I want to check something with the construction plane, because I'm working towards making something, and I'd like to drop items in the ground, and I don't know if constructors can drop items on the ground. So we're going to test this to find out if it can. So I'd like to drop items, if I may. We're going to find out if it works. I don't know if there's a mode in which it can just, like, drop items. Like, I know it can place blocks, but I don't know if it has, like, a drop items mode. If it doesn't, like, I can figure out another way to do it, obviously. I was just kind of curious if it does. So this is a test of the constructor to find out if there's any way it can drop items. And if it doesn't work out of the box, I'm going to ask Raul if it can. Constructor. Sweet. So I should be able to pop you, like, right there. And you should work, right? So, like, if I put stone bricks there, boom. Nice. Items and fluids. So it can place fluids, by the way, which is super cool. Let's see. Wonder if Raul's around. We're going to find out. Meanwhile, can you place items in the world? That's the next question I wanted to know. So, like, we could just test this with, like, iron, for example. Is there any way to get constructors to drop items into the world? Or another block that does that? We'll find out. Yeah, see, items won't even go into the constructor. So I don't think that'll work. But that's okay, because we can do it other ways, obviously. We definitely can. The other thing from refined storage, not yet, but adding it to the to-do list now. That's cool. All right. So the other thing I want to check out was the interface. I don't think we've made one of these yet. So we need an exporter, importer, and a basic processor. So exporter, I'm kind of like at this point in like learn all the things mode. So exporter, importer. You can go over into this dude. So we can say basic processor. We've got exporter, importer. Oh, we're missing cables. I never taught how to make cables, did I? Cable. Yoink. That should do. Oh, Bonnie. So now we should be able to say exporter, importer, Does this work with that refined? Well, that's kind of cool. Neat. That's really cool that that works, by the way. So I wanted a basic processor. Shift middle click, pulls out 1. Should be crafting all the other stuff that it needs, which is kind of awesome. We can see all that happening up here. Super cool. And it looks like we're getting there. So grid, refined storage. So we've got the exporters, and then we should have an importer on its way. Just working on an improved processor for that. Might be done already. And this will make an interface. So interfaces, I believe, export. So those work very much like interfaces in applied energistics, right? Import pulls all the items one at a tick or one at a second or so in there, and obviously I can speed upgrade that. And then the export will just, you know, that's awesome. Very awesome, actually. All right, cool. Probably gonna use you. So what I'm gonna want to do, I think, will be I'm kind of planning how I want to do things. Like, I would like to get the runic altar automated a little bit, but I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to fully do that today because I don't have a super plan around that how it's going to work. But we could do something with like interfaces, right? Where we can basically have a crafter put items into an interface, or a chest or something, right? Like we can just like have that work. And then drop them into the world. Yeah, I think that would work. All right, guys, we're back. So I think I'd like to try automating this thing, but not right now. I think that's going to happen in a future episode. I'd like to progress down the path of things at the moment. Let's get a crafting table over here, just so I have something to craft on. I think it would be fun to try and automate this thing with the tool set that I have available, with the mods that I currently have installed. But we're going to have to see if that's even doable. I'm hoping it is, though. Hooray, rune of mana. Okay, cool. The other thing we're going to need is a block of mana stool and 3 lapis blocks. Three mana steel block. And that should get me this dude. Cool. And then we're also going to need a few more lapis blocks, as I recall. Is it 4 or 5? I kind of forget. But it's a handful of you. Handful of you. And let's look up terrasteel. So it's, okay, cool. I want to see if the visualize thing works. Right-click any block tags to the structure to preview it. Neat. So let's build it like here. Sweet. That's kind of cool. I keep forgetting that I made this like a silk touch drill. And every time I break grass with it, I'm like, hey, wait, I'm getting grass. Silly Dyer. Sweet, structure complete. Nice. Okay. And then I assume it's the same recipe, right? That's always been cool. So we're gonna want some mana diamonds as well as some mana steel. Oh, right, that was the wrong thing. That's okay. Diamonds, let's get like... and some ender pearls while I'm at it. Oh, cool. Looks like my TNT thing worked. It jumped back into automation. Nice. All the mana that I'm using. Also, I want you guys to know that I went ahead and tweaked the timing a little bit. I noticed if both explosions were occurring at the same time, one of the flowers wasn't super working perfectly. So that's a thing. So I just tweaked the delay here so that this thing had like a few extra ticks delay. That's all. No biggie. All right. So now I wouldn't mind the mana. Whatchamacallit? Manipulating mana probably is where it would be. Sparks. Yeah. So that's just going to require blaze powder, gold nugget, and some petals. Let's go with brown, because I happen to know that brown's like hardly used for anything. Blaze powder and gold nuggets. That'll do. So a basic spark. There was brown. Cool. Now you just chilling up here, will that be enough to get things going over to here? Or do I have to put a spark on top of this thing? I kind of forget. Yeah, spark needs to be on top of that thing. Cool. Remember, they use quite a lot of mana. There's usually like particle effects going around that thing, but it's all good. What is it, like half a mana pool? If I remember correctly. So we should be getting there. Because we were around 3/4. There we go. Nice. Alright, first terrasteel. So this is actually like working great. I just kind of want to speed it up a little bit. What else can I do to get large amounts of mana here? Kind of want to get the portal to Alfheim going. That's what I'm working towards. And then we'll see what kind of options that opens up for mana generation. I know we're going to want a couple of these. Oh, Vivid Wave. Neat. All right, so let's check out the Alphamancy tab. Okay, so we're going to need 3 nuggets plus 6 nuggets is 9 nuggets. So I think that's easy peasy, right? So Elven Gateway Core, and we're going to need 2 Natura pylons. Gateway Core. Two mana pylons, which I'm going to need a little bit more. Of this for. Let's say I didn't mean for that to be that many. It's okay. Just have a little bit more mana than we need. So 2 of these. Two of these. Cool. And that should be pretty close. So I'm thinking Elven Gateway can be like right around here-ish. That should actually go away. Cool. So I'm thinking like right there. Does that sound good? Oh, we need that glowing stuff too. Living wood? Glimmering living wood. Just 3 glowstone. Cool. Ah, that's not what I meant to do. Well, we've got some living wood planks now. So this here... And I'll probably set these up with grass on the corners. That should do. Also, I'm pretty sure he changed things. I do need Natura pylons, right? Cool. Let's see. Create the Elven Gateway Core, portal to Alfheim. Yep. At least 2 Natura pylons with mana pools directly below must be laid out in 1111 area around the core. To open the portal, simply right-click the core with the Wand of the Forest. Cool. The portal requires a substantial amount of mana deposited in the pools to open up. The cost is divided between all of them. The portal seems to be able to send items through it, but mana is required for a successful transaction. See, no longer is it required for mana to keep the portal open, but every time you use the portal to get items is when the mana is used up. Yeah. Cool. Okay, let's see if we can't get things going. So what I'll probably do is have, let's see, let's get some dirt maybe go behind it, or just stone bricks or something cool looking. Green slimy dirt, that sounds neat. And then, in theory, I could just have, what I'm thinking, let's put the mana pools with the mana pylons back here. Said it can be anywhere, right? As long as it's 11 by 11. Cool. Okay. And then it just needs some mana. So let's get a mana tablet. Actually, I'm going to use an Ender Pearl for that, just because. Let's make sure you are in transfer to tablet mode. And go. Mana pool's draining. Nice. I don't know how much mana it needs to be, and it should spread, so I don't know if both of these need to have mana in them or not. I mean, we'll put it a little bit in there, but if we can get the portal open, that would be a good first step. I definitely need to get more mana going, by the way. I just have to figure out how I'm going to go about doing that. Which is part of the reason I want to get the portal open. So are you good to open now? Maybe? Nope. Not enough mana. I assume that's what that means. Alright, let's get a little bit more filled up here. And we'll come back in a minute when I figure out... You know what I'm going to do is get the flowers that accept fuel. Let's do that. Let's get the Endoflame and the Gormalaeus probably. And what I'm going to do is have another mana spreader here. I'm going to make sure that these are bound to this mana spreader. Okay. So these guys should all be bound to this mana spreader, which means they won't impact the redstone blipping that the entropiniums make. And then I can get some coal coke blocks, which last a pretty good long time. Go to town, guys. Nice. And that should just help. For now. Okay. Good deal. Come back in a minute. Alright. Filling up the mana pool with what little more mana I got. Cross your fingers. Oh! Is it working? Nice, and it definitely used a chunk of mana here. Yeah, a big chunk. But I should be able to now drop my Botania in there and get a new one out. Beautiful. Now, did you use more mana for that transaction? I don't know that you did. That's not terrible. Now, what if I wanted to transfer one of these in? If it's using mana for that, it's a small amount, so that's cool. So that means we're all right. So we've got the portal open, and the portal should stay open. The entropiniums are doing their thing. Part of me would love to find a way to make this more. But the entropiniums basically need one mana spreader, unless I get upgraded mana spreaders, which, by the way, I should upgrade my mana spreaders. That's what I should do first. That would speed this process up, wouldn't it? Because this is taking a long time because it's taking so long to transfer the mana from the entropinium to here. But if we got another mana spreader, like an elven one, which just requires an elementium, a mystical white petal, and some dreamwood. Let's do that. We'll drop a dozen of these in here. If I'm not mistaken, it's 2 for 1 of those. Cool. And then one of you for that. Did that use up mana? It did. So the transaction there used up mana for sure. Cool. That's neat to know. Brown. Nice. So let's turn this off for a minute. This should stop the transfer. So this is like my off switch, right? It forces this thing to no longer run. So these should be emptied, which means these should be emptying. And I should probably make a lens, too, to speed this process up. Cool. Okay, and then we'll do this, 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 to this. We'll make sure that you're bound to this guy and you're bound to this guy. Cool. And then that should speed up the process. See how one goes and then the other? See, that's definitely faster than it was before. Let's get a lens, too. I'm thinking potency? So that's a rune of fire. So I might need to make more runes of fire. But a basic lens is just around a plane of glass, huh? I might have glass planes. I might not. Cool. You can hang out there for a minute. You're going to become fire. And then what I'm going to do is slap you on there. And we'll see how much faster these things drain, right? So this one is down to 1/4. This one's down to not even close to 1/4 yet. Now he's at 1/4. So definitely faster with that potency upgrade, right? So let's make another rune of fire. So I'm going to put some stuff away that I don't need for a moment. You and you. And pixie dust away. Cool. The rune of fire is like netherwort and stuff, right? Yeah, nether brick, gunpowder, netherwort. 2 gunpowder, netherwort, and nether brick. Cool. And then if I can get that on there, that would significantly speed up my mana income. It just means that we're blowing up TNT more frequently. Cool. So let's get this thing on there, and now we should be cruising. Nice. So these things should be exploding much more frequently, which basically increases the speed at which we're getting mana, which is awesome. Yeah, look at that. That's almost completely empty already. That is much faster than it was before. And it's ready to tick again. Nice. Okay, cool. I'm down with that. And you guys are still running, right? Endo flames or no? You're all done? No, you're still running. Nice. All right, let's go sleep, and we'll come back in a second and see what we can do. All right, guys, making sparks. And I would like to also have a recessive spark augment, which might be doable, because I'm pretty sure I've got an earth guy down here. I do have an earth guy down here. So if I'm right, and my memory serves me correctly, because it's been a little while, recessive sparks will send mana to nearby pools, which would be cool. Part of me thinks this might be a great place. I'm going to put you here. I'm going to remove you. And we're going to put sparks on all these guys. Cool. And then we're going to put a spark on, or we're going to put a recessive spark on this dude. And he should send mana to those 4. Nice. Evenly, too. Now, if I wanted to, I could have a dominant spark on the one that's going to feed you. But we'll see. But I'm also thinking I wouldn't mind that to increase its speed. So let's get... Cool. And then just a feather, or a flower, I mean, petal. There it is. Magenta, why not? So, you and these guys. That'll just speed up the creation of stuff. Cool. Nice. So mana is going to go into here. So these are going to be like big old batteries, right? So it's basically a mana battery, a big mana pool. It'll be able to hold lots more. So that as these things run smoothly. Now, how's this thing holding up? He's seen better days, would be the answer to that question. Man, he uses up a lot of redstone. We are going to have to do something about that. Ooh, look at him go. Nice. All right. We're going to have to see if there's a way to auto refill this. And if there isn't, what are some other options for getting redstone? Or gunpowder, I mean. Mob drops, obviously. Dungeon chests. Mana infusion with the alchemy catalyst. The alchemy table, which I don't know if that's automatable. Sand is easy. Wow. Did you really burn through all that redstone already? Dude. I mean, granted, I have large amounts of gunpowder. My goal here was to, like, pretty much not have to use all that much. Let's do this. Let's get some boxing tape. Let's get a drawer and a key while I'm at it. We can put the spark away. There we go. Then I can take, we're going to want a storage attachment thing. External storage. So we're going to need improved destruction and construction. Let's do this. Let's teach this guy how to make external storage. We're going to need another crafter too. Nice. Cruising right along. Isn't that neat? I really like that whole cascading appearance that happens with stuff like that. Like, that is just cool to me. But basically, once this external storage thing is done, we should be in pretty good shape. So what I'll do is, for now, we'll tap you into this. How's that sound? And I'm going to disable these gunpowder recipes so that it only does sand. Is there a way to just disable it for now? I could just not... Well, no, yeah. Let's do that. Okay, so that the sand is still coming in the way it was before. Which should last a lot longer because the sand is cheap, right? I mean, it's not like I'm hurting for redstone. I still have like 184 stacks of redstone blocks. But, you know. So this should draw from here now and craft all the stuff it needs. So, plus 55. How are you guys doing? 64 and 64. So next time they drop, should have crafted another one, and that should be 45 now. Okay, that works for me. So that's neat. So what I'm going to say, guys, is that it is officially wrapping up point for this episode. But we will come back next time, do not worry, and do some more cool stuff. I think we're going to drop 6 more of these down. We've got the portal to Alfheim open, which is really, really awesome. This area is chunk loaded as well, which means that we should have no problem keeping things running here. So hopefully when I come back next episode, even without being logged in, with the chunk loading going on, these mana pools should be full, and this one should be full to the point where it stops the system from running. That would be cool. If we still determine that this is too slow, we could speed it up by having a few more flowers going on. I'm just not sure exactly how I'm going to make that work, but we'll see. Maybe we'll expand it to a couple more entropiniums, but they're running a lot quicker now. I don't know if you noticed the difference, but like we're just a lot faster than we were before with the upgrades and everything we just applied. So that's pretty cool. All right, wrapping up point. Daryl20 signing off. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Take it easy.